Hello everyone. In this video, you're going to learn the introduction to Kleins construction, and this is Alvin presenting you this topic. Kleins construction is simply a graphical method which is used to find the velocity and acceleration of simple reciprocating mechanisms. Basically, in kinematics, we'll be trying to solve the problems and do the analysis related to velocity and acceleration of the moving components. And here, this is one of the graphical method that is used to find the velocity and acceleration of simple reciprocating mechanism. And one of the basic simple reciprocating mechanism what we'll find in kinematics is slider crank mechanism. So let us just consider a simple slider crank mechanism what we see here in the slide. So this slider crank mechanism is made up of the crank OC as you see here, and the point O is a fixed one, and there is connecting rod CP, and the P is acting as a slider. So we have the slider and the crank, which we call it as a slider crank mechanism. In order to construct the Kleins diagrams, we need to follow certain steps in the given slider crank mechanism, which will lead us in obtaining the Kleins diagrams. So first and foremost, what we'll do is draw a line OM perpendicular to the motion of slider P as shown in the figure below. So you see here, we need to first construct a dotted line OM, and this line has to be drawn perpendicular to the motion of the slider. So in this particular slider crank mechanism, we have the motion of slider in the horizontal direction. So we are drawing the line, the first construction line OM perpendicular to the motion of direction. So hence we get OM as a vertical line. Next we are going to extend the connecting rod. PC is nothing but the connecting rod such that it intersects the perpendicular line from O. We have already drawn a perpendicular line OM, and this extended line from PC is going to intersect that vertical line at the point M as you see in this diagram. So first what we did was we drew a vertical line from the center of rotation of the crank. With respect to the movement of slider, we drew this line perpendicularly, and next you need to connect this line PC, extending it till it touches the point M. This triangle OCM formed is called as the Kleins velocity diagram, which is given as OCM, which we got by drawing two construction lines, one is OM and another one is CM. Let us observe the direction of velocities of these 3 points, and we are going to assume that the crank OC is going to rotate in clockwise direction. Now depending on the direction of rotation of this crank, we are going to have different configurations in the particular mechanism. So for our discussion, I am assuming the crank to rotate in the clockwise direction. Now here you see in this diagram, the crank is subjected to clockwise rotation, and crank is nothing but OC, and we all know that point O is actually fixed. So when this point O is fixed, this crank OC is going to rotate completely for 360 degrees in the clockwise direction. And while this crank is rotating, the point C will be moving at certain velocity which is given by VCO. Since this is moving in the clockwise direction, VCO will act in the right direction. In case the same crank, if it was given as anti-clockwise rotation, then the velocity VCO would have been acting in the left direction. Anyway, now here it is acting, we have assumed that it is going to act in the clockwise direction. So VCO, that is velocity of point C with respect to O, is acting in the right direction. So that is the first velocity. And when we refer the next moving part in this mechanism, which is the slider P. Now if this crank OC is rotating in clockwise direction, the slider P will move towards the right side. As we see here, the direction is mentioned towards the right side, and this point P will try to move towards point O, and this velocity is given as VPO because this is the velocity which is given with respect to point P, which is moving towards point O. So hence we give this velocity as VPO. Now the third velocity is VPC. PC is simply the part of this mechanism which is called as connecting rod. This connecting rod will also be subjected to motion because of the movement of the crank as well as because of the movement of the slider. And due to this movement, the connecting rod will be oscillating during the whole process, while the P will be tracing a straight line motion on this horizontal axis and point C will be completely rotating. So if we take this consideration of connecting rod motion, we are going to get the velocity VPC in the upward direction. Now once again, these directions of velocities are applicable only when we assume the crank to rotate in the clockwise direction. Assuming these velocity directions, we are going to get the triangle OCP as you see here. Why this triangle OCP is given? Because this triangle is drawn related to the direction of velocities. Depending on the velocity directions, this triangle is constructed. So as you observe, VPO, which means that it falls on the line OP, VCO, it falls on the line CO, and VPC, it falls on the line CP. So this triangle is constructed based on the direction of the velocities which we discussed just now. VPO is the velocity of point P with respect to O, which is simply the velocity of piston. VCO is the velocity of point C with respect to O, as we already discussed, which is nothing but the velocity of the crank. VPC is the velocity of point P with respect to C. Now this is again the part which is called as connecting rod in this mechanism. Now basically in slider crank mechanism we'll find 4 links. I have not numbered it here, but you all can recall numbering of links in a mechanism. So fixed link, how much ever fixed links we have, we are going to number it as 1. So point O is fixed, and even above and below the slider we have the fixed link. So all of these will be numbered as 1. And next link what we find here is OC, that is link number 2. CP is link number 3, and the slider itself is link number 4. Now we have 4 links which are going to make this slider crank mechanism, out of which the first link is actually a fixed one, which means that it is not going to possess any motion. So if there is no motion given by that link, the velocity will obviously be 0 for that link. So the remaining 3 components in this slider crank mechanism are the crank, the connecting rod, and the slider. So we have the velocities of these 3 components in this format of VPO, VCO, and VPC. Now in the following triangle OCM, we find that it is actually similar to the triangle what we created with the help of direction of velocities. You can just have a look at the triangle what we obtained from the slider crank mechanism, which is called as Klein's velocity diagram, that is OCM. Now this triangle, which was formed based on the direction of the velocities, which is called as the triangle OCP, it is also similar to the triangle what we obtained, and we call it as Klein's velocity diagram. Since this is in the horizontal direction, we don't find it exact similarity between the triangles, but if you just have a look at this triangle, which is the same OCP triangle, but the line OP is made vertical here. So when we compare this triangle OCP and OCM, we see that both these triangles are similar in angle and side. Now in the following figure, the triangle OCM is similar to OCP as we saw in the previous slide. So these two triangles, once it is similar, you can see that the direction of VPC can be related to the edge CM in the Klein's velocity diagram. The direction of VPO can be related to the side of the Klein's velocity diagram, which is OM. And in the same way, VCO, which we see in this direction, can be related to the side of the Klein's velocity diagram, OC. Why we are able to relate both of this? Because we have seen that these two triangles are similar to each other. And we all know that this triangle OCM was actually obtained from the slider crank mechanism where we obtained it by constructing two lines as we discussed in the beginning. Now once these triangles are similar to each other, a little consideration will give us this following equation. VCO by OC, VPO by OM, VPC by CM will be equal to omega. Omega is simply the angular velocity of the mechanism, which is going to be a constant. Using this equation, we'll be able to find out the velocity of the three components in the slider crank mechanism. Now for example, if we want to find the velocity of any point x lying on the connecting rod, if we have that velocity as Vx, we'll be able to find it by a simple geometrical procedure. Say the x is a point which is dividing the connecting rod at 1:3. As we saw in the previous diagram of triangles, which is related to velocities as well, you see that the velocity of connecting rod is related to the edge length cm. So if the x is point which is lying on the connecting rod, then divide the line cm also in the same ratio where the connecting rod is divided, as you see here. So if I want the velocity of point x, which is at a distance of 1:3 in the connecting rod, you locate that point on this edge cm at a distance of 1:3, which means that if cm is 30 millimeters, you locate point x at 1:3, that is 10 millimeters. And next what we do is we join this point O to X and measure that distance as you see in this drawing. So we located the point X and simply join a line to that point from O, using which we will be able to find the velocity Vx, which is simply the velocity of the point at connecting rod at the given ratio. So in this example what we have considered, we have taken the ratio of 1:3. So the velocity equation what you will have will be modified by adding that particular term in the velocity equation. So we are going to have Vx divided by Ox. Vx is the velocity of point x on the connecting rod and Ox is the distance what you see here in the Klein's velocity diagram. So using this equation we'll be able to find the velocity of moving parts in the slider crank mechanism, and we'll be also able to find velocity of any point on the moving part in the slider crank mechanism. Next we will discuss is Klein's acceleration diagram. Like we constructed the Klein's velocity diagram using the steps what we followed in the very beginning of this video, there are certain steps to find out the Klein's acceleration diagram as well. Using the already constructed lines which was used for the Klein's velocity diagram, we'll continue from here by simply drawing a circle as you see here. With C as center and CM as radius, let us draw a circle as you see in this particular diagram. Keep C as the center, that is keep your compass needle over here, and you can take CM as the radius and draw a circle. That is the first step that we do to generate the Klein's acceleration diagram. Next, draw another circle with PC as diameter by locating the midpoint of PC at D and D as center. So locate the midpoint of the connecting rod PC and let us name it as D. It is not mandate that you have to use the same alphabets and namings. You can use whatever names or alphabets which you are convenient with. So if I locate the midpoint, I'll name it as D. Keep the compass needle here and take the PC as diameter, which means that DC will become the radius, using which you will be able to draw another circle keeping D as the center. Let these two circles meet at K and L as you see in this diagram. So we have made two circles to generate the Klein's acceleration diagram. So these two circles are going to intersect at 2 points as you see here, and we are going to name these 2 points as K and L. So these two are the points where the circles are intersecting, and we are going to name them as K and L. Now join KL and produce it till it meets PO at a point N, and we see that the K and L are the intersecting points of the circles. Let us join it with a straight line and extend it to the line PO. PO is simply the line, what you see here, the horizontal line axis which is already drawn in the slider crank mechanism. So we draw a line from K to L and join it till it touches the line PO at N. And once we have done all this, there is a quadrilateral formed which is named as CQNO. CQNO, which is a four-sided polygon. If we simply just magnify this quadrilateral and have a look at it, it is going to be this hatchet portion what you find here. It is suggested that you use appropriate scale so that these acceleration diagram and velocity diagram are not so minimal in size. It must be of some size which is measurable using the scale what you use. Now in this acceleration diagram there are going to be four acceleration components which is going to be represented in this acceleration diagram. These four acceleration directions are given with respect to the movement of the components. Let us just discuss them one by one. And the first thing we'll discuss here is with respect to the connecting rod, right? So the acceleration might be found in radial direction as well as in the tangential direction. Since the connecting rod is the only part which is having one point of the connecting rod moving in straight line motion, while the other point, that is C, is giving a complete rotation, we find tangential and radial component acceleration terms for the connecting rod. So the first thing we saw here is the radial component of acceleration for the connecting rod PC, which is parallel to the connecting rod PC. So in the acceleration diagram, the line that is parallel to PC is QC. So this QC line or this length will represent the acceleration of PC in radial direction. And let us go to the next side of the quadrilateral, say CO. If you take this CO, it is simply the complete length of the crank itself. So this crank is giving a complete rotation. There is no linear movement for this particular crank. This crank is going to only rotate with respect to O. Since the length is already related to the crank and the same side is present here in the acceleration diagram, this side CO is going to represent the acceleration of the crank in radial direction. Since it has only rotational motion, you don't find any tangential component of acceleration, but only radial component of acceleration will be found for this crank OC. Now two sides are already named with the acceleration directions. The next one is simple, that is NO. Now if you look at the diagram, NO is actually parallel to the movement of slider. The slider is moving in the horizontal direction, and even the side NO in the acceleration diagram is a horizontal line. So the slider which is moving in horizontal direction will be given as the acceleration PO, because P is going to move towards point O while this crank is rotating in clockwise direction. So this NO of the acceleration diagram will represent the acceleration of point P with respect to O. Now this also will not have any radial component, so no tangential component, so we'll simply write it as APO. Now the last side of the acceleration diagram is QN. Now as I already mentioned, PC, that is the connecting rod, is the only component which has two different motions at two different points. At point P it has a linear motion, and at point C it is having a complete rotary motion. So this connecting rod will have two acceleration components. One is parallel, one is radial component of acceleration, and another one is tangential component of the acceleration. So we already saw that this QC is given as the radial component of the acceleration for the connecting rod. This QN will give us the tangential component of acceleration for this particular connecting rod PC. This is called as Klein's acceleration diagram, and as we saw, this is the PC is nothing but the connecting rod. So when I write it as APCR, it is the radial component of connecting rod, while QN represents the tangential component of the connecting rod. ACOR, it represents the radial acceleration component for the crank CO. CO means crank. and the last one, the acceleration component of PO, that is nothing but the acceleration of the slider. Now this thing we have already discussed. Just for your understanding, you can just go through it once again. APCR is the radial component of acceleration of piston P with respect to C, and we'll find tangential component also for this connecting rod or the piston P with respect to C. And you'll have radial component of acceleration of crank pin C with respect to O, because this crank is going to rotate with respect to point O. APO is simply the acceleration of the piston P with respect to O, and it is parallel to the side NO in the acceleration diagram. So we get the acceleration equation in this particular format. So it is simply the ratio of sides what we have taken from the acceleration diagram obtained by Klein's constructions. So using this acceleration equation, we'll be able to find out the acceleration of the moving components in the slider crank mechanism. Omega square is simply the angular velocity itself, but it is taken along with a square. Use this equation in order to find out the accelerations in the problems that you will be solving in the next video. That completes the introduction towards the Klein's constructions. For any doubts or clarifications, you can drop a comment or contact me through my mail ID.